other communities needs to have. The fact is, the landfill has adversely impacted my family and myself. It needs to be passed closed. I've made complaints to the ADEM, and it's just useless as whatever you want to call it. I would give it lip service as the best they do. They've done the inspections, and they've done they should be a casualty of fines, and so it exceeds any imaginable amount of money that would stop and prohibit illegal behavior. I've lived out there, like I said, my dad and mom bought that property in 1955. I was 1 year old, and I've lived it. And during the most recent many years, the last 25, 30, 40 years, the landfill has come completely closer to my home. The odor, the buzzards, the vermin, the flat tires. I used to drive trucks that had tandem rear tires, 1 ton. You could put a new set of tires on those trucks, come home from the tire shop, and guarantee you the inside tandem had nails or screws. That's not changed. I still own one dual wheel tire, and you take it out and drive it, it's guaranteed a flat. One of my neighbors Mr. McCarl had a tire that had 17 different screws or nails in it in one of his equipment trucks. The privilege of living close to the dump. The fact is, the odor keeps us in the home. I can't enjoy my property. I can't go outside and grill and have families over. I used to invite people from church to come and have a social in my home. It's too embarrassing to say, what's that offensive odor? Oh, it's the dump. Really? We come on back around to the other. It doesn't matter where you're at outside or what time of the day. We have that odor. Now, about a year ago, I had a rash that came on me, and I've been seeing medical care ever since. We haven't got a definitive answer, because if we did, we probably wouldn't be having this here. With that said, when you lose sleep, you don't feel like eating, you have problems listening to the simple telephone or listening to the television because the dump truck's on a closed 3501 permit, running day and night, dumping stuff, clamming and banding, bulldozers. And that is fact. I've made reports about that. We have the sedimentation off of that landfill onto my property. I made complaints about that. They've been documented. There's files and records you have in fact there. I don't have those numbers because of several complaints. We move back around to where this is at. Why that? That land belonged to Al and Fred Garner. Garner's Insurance Inductor gave that property to their sister for an income and guaranteed everyone. It's called an irrevocable life trust. It gave her an income because her husband had passed away. That's a fact. It was misunderstood. And now she's as much as passed away. You come back and you say when the weather's bad, or when the blow this part of the country, we have wind that blows predominantly out of the southwest to the northeast. I'm right down the gun barrel of that odor. I'm right down the gun barrel of that dust. The letter that Dr. Delvecchio spoke of, it was sent certified mail to Mr. Thomas, my former mayor, stated that the soil was so toxic that hazmat gear, full body protection should be in. Yet I'm down the pipe of that, and you want to continue this nefarious operation. I think then every individual involved that has knowledge should be put in prison for the next 40 or 50 years that I've had to deal with this foolishness. How many people is going to have to die? There's one subdivision there. There's some people here to speak about it. The vast majority of those houses have had people that have died of cancer. I think it's 1 in 10 in the United States or thereabout, a number of cancer deaths per household or per community. That's more like about 93% of that particular neighborhood. African American neighborhood. Why has it been put on our side of town? I'll quote a former city commissioner, and it's very offensive what I'm going to say. But I walked up on this conversation in the old Circle cafeteria. And he said they ain't nothing but a bunch of ignorant, 3-letter word for back end. And that N word to describe African Americans live out there. And I turned and looked him in his face, and I said, are you talking about yourself? Which one of these two are you? And he said, where do you live? And I told him. Gentlemen, that's what we deal with. A current commissioner said these words to me in a local restaurant. He jumped. I can't believe he's standing behind with those people. He's referencing the African American community. He's not here defending himself. He wished he was, because I called him out by name. The fact is, gentlemen, I stood toe-to-toe fighting this battle, and I'm obviously not willing to go away and quit. I'm not a quitter. I wasn't raised to be a quitter. I was raised to do what's right regardless of the personal consequences. I was raised to do what was right regardless of the friends I make or the friends I lose. I have one life. I've been in and out of medical facilities more in the last 10 and a half, 11 months than I have in the last 30 years of my life. And those are facts. I've been in the emergency room twice wondering what in the world was going on with me, hurt so bad, and couldn't find an answer. We've had a blood test done, and I know what it shows. And at some point in time, the city's going to know what it shows, as well as they do. I said this in a stakeholders meeting December of 2015. I really would like to see the individuals that have been involved with this held publicly, criminally, and civilly liable for the allowance of this verdict and the unmitigated call to not stop the illegal activity. I said that in that meeting. It was obvious. That was in the 2015, December I think it was, 2015 stakeholders meeting. I stood up and said that. Director Fluid didn't particularly like the tone of my voice, neither did Mr. Scott. He's from though. But the facts remain, gentlemen. The minority community and the community asked me to be the spokesperson because I'm not afraid to stand in front of a microphone and tell the truth. Does it take courage? It does. Does it sometimes feel like the weight of the world's on your shoulders? Absolutely. But these people are my neighbors. They're my friends. And their life is just as important as any one of you two, or you, ma'am, or anybody in this city, anywhere in this country. Their lives matter too. They're not extended, nor is my family, nor is my neighbors. You know, tonight I was really concerned we would have bad inclement weather. The facts remain. This community that I live in, that I call home, is past time this landfill get out of our community. I think the city does and needs to have this permit forever denied and held accountable for the things they have done and continue to do. They have hot well tests. Now I refer to hot well tests. That's a term I learned from some of my environmental friends. That's a well test that has MCL, maximum contaminant levels, exceeding that. And when they have so many well tests, they take cement in those wells because they can't get a clean well test. They'll move a few feet over, get an engineering firm to say, let's move over 20, 30, 40, 50 feet. Drill a new well. And after a little while, that well's hot. The records in the ADEM's office prove what I just said. But yet we're allowed to continue to have the festering of the community with this illicit landfill operation.